Hello everyone. So today I will be explaining a small project which I have made for an assignment for my subject named Database Management Systems. So in this project, basically what I have done is I have used Python's programming interface to connect with Oracle's local database, which I have in my PC, so that I can run any custom queries and retrieve data from it. So basically, I have used a scenario which is about hospital management systems, and for this, in the Oracle's database, I have created six tables, which are namely the department, doctor, patient, treatment, appointment, and prescription. Now, starting off with the explanation of this code, we'll import the CX Oracle library, which basically includes all the necessary functions to help establish a secure connection to the Oracle's database and also to retrieve any sort of data through the queries. So this is the first function, which is for creating the connection. In this, dot connect is the function, and we have to pass three arguments. First one will be the username, second the password. These username passwords are the one which you guys will use to connect to the Oracle's database. Okay, and the host and the service name. These things will be given in the listener.ora file, which will be there in your PC. If you have installed the Oracle's database version for the Windows or Mac, anything, it will be there. Okay, listener.ora file. In this, these details will be given. Now, after the connection is secured, then the next function which I have declared is insertion into the table. Now, for that, I have given for the user options to choose which table he has to input. Then, for every choice, I have taken the necessary details which I have respectively mentioned in the schema of the tables. Now, after taking those inputs, execute is the function through which the respective query can be written and the data can be inserted or retrieved. Anything. So we'll use execute function. In that, the insertion statement is written, as you can see, and for every table, the respective attributes are written after them. Okay, like for the department, it's department ID, name, and location. For doctor, these are the respective fields. Then likewise, I've done it for all the six choices. After that, it's necessary to write connection.commit. Now, commit is basically what you're doing is all the changes which you are done locally that you are finally committing to the database. So that once you again open the database, changes are saved. Okay. After that, one more option I have given, that is listing the records. This is basically a simple command which we write, which is select star from the table name, which basically retrieves all the data. So instead of writing those small queries, I have given it as an option so that from any table choice which I have mentioned, the user can directly get all the list of the records. So similarly, I have taken a choice. As per the choice, then using if else statements, I have retrieved the records. I have taken all those records in a variable called rows using the fetch all command. Also, I have checked if there are no rows, that is no data in the table, will respectively print that the table has no records, or else will print them. Next, I have also given the functionality of deleting the records. That is, sometimes if we do not want a table, we just simply truncate it or we delete all the records from it. So instead of writing a query, I have given another option as the delete records. In that also, user will be prompted to given a choice of the table name. Then I've used a dictionary to map the numbers to those table names. So accordingly, with the number which user inputs, will get that respective table name, and then using the execute function will respectively delete that table using the line delete from the table. Okay, now comes the major part, which is executing any custom queries which will type. Now here if you see, we establish the connection, then we take the input of the custom query, we store it in a variable named query, then we execute it using the execute function. Now, there are two types of queries. One query are the one which only does operations like creation, insertion, and there is no output. Okay, those are kind of static queries. There is no output. And then there comes statements like select commands. Now, with select, we retrieve the data. So, like there is an output. So now there are two types of queries. For the first one, that is, when there is an output. So we check if after the execution there is a description, that is, we check if there is a result set, if you are getting a result. If that's true, then that was a select command. Now we need to print those rows. For that, we again use the fetch all function, take them in the rows, print accordingly. Okay. Also, if second type, if we have done any creation operation or insertion query, then there are no result, as I said. So we simply commit the changes. That's it. And we print that a query has been executed successfully. Now this is the main function. At the initial very first level, option given to the users are either for the insertion of the record, listing the record, deleting any record from the table, or executing the query. Also, I given an exit option. If the user wants to exit, he can. Then we go into the respective options. Now, I had run this code here. Now let's start from listing any records if there are. So we type 2. Now it uses an option of 6 tables. Let's see if I want to retrieve data from treatment. All the records. So I do 5 for treatment. And now it says that a table has no records. Okay. So let's try inserting some records. So 1. Since we tried it for treatment, which had no records, let's do it for treatment. First one is treatment ID. Let's give a random data. So random treatment ID 1001. Treatment name, let there be some operations. Patient ID has been asked. Let's assume there was a patient with ID 2001, doctor with 3001. Treatment date, assuming that will take 1st January of 2024. So 2024 0101. Now description. I will type any random description. Yeah, like random, anything. Since this is a temporary data, we can do it. Oh, so now it says that integrity constraint has been violated and parent key has not been found. I'll tell you why this has happened. First of all, it asked for patient ID and doctor ID. Now, those two fields are actually the foreign keys. And in the patient and doctor record, I have inserted no, literally nothing. So that's why it says that the parent key has not been found. Okay, so that's the reason. Let's try then inserting a very simple type of record. Since the department has only 3 things, department ID, second one was the location, and third was the department name. So let's try that. That's a more simpler one, I guess. So inserting the record in the department. Let the ID be 4001 this time. Department name, let it be anything. Let's type surgery since it's a hospital one. And for the location, we'll type Mumbai. Anything we can type. See, now it says that the record inserted successfully. This is the successful message which we'll get after the query is executed properly. Now we'll try deleting the records. Okay, now since the department has one entry, we'll try deleting it. First, we'll check if the list function works properly. So we'll first list everything from the department. See, initially also I had inserted 2 records previously prior to recording this video. So now there are total 3 of them. Okay, so now we'll move on to the most important part of this video, that is running some custom SQL queries. So I'll tell you, I have 10 set of questions ready with me, and I have also the queries for them. Now we just have to check whether our database is capable of handling those queries, and are we getting a proper output through the code we have written. So let's try running those queries. First one, I thought of truncating the prescription table, considering that it is no longer required. So let's try doing it. Truncate table prescription. And yes, it says query executed successfully. For the second one, I was thinking to selecting all the appointments where the appointment date is before a specific date. Let's consider 10th of September, okay, 2024. So select, since we have to select everything, so select star from appointment where appointment date less than to date. So to date is a function which basically converts a string value to date value. So we'll enter the date as a string. So 2024, 9/10, which is 10th of September. We'll specify the format. Okay. And see, we got the records here. So the query was successful. Now for the third one, let's do one thing. We'll try executing one thing. We'll print the patient ID and their billing amount. Okay, the total billing amount for a particular patient, and given a condition that the patient name would end with E. Okay, E for elephant here. So let's try doing it. So fourth one, execution query. So select. Since the record is in two different tables, we'll try using the join operation. So p dot patient ID. Then we'll try sum of billing amount. Sum of billing amount from patient P. Okay, from patient P. Join to billing B on the condition which is p dot patient ID equals to b dot patient ID. And the condition was the patient name should end with E, right? So where p dot patient name like percentage E. So which specifies starting with anything but ending with E. And we'll group it by the patient ID. Sorry, I forgot the P. Patient ID. Yeah, let's try doing it. And yeah, see, we got our respective answer. There were three records for this query. Now let's try running more. So for the fourth query, hmm, for the fourth query, let's do one thing. We'll insert a new record in the patient's table. Okay. And not from the inserting record operation, which was already there. We'll try it using the queries. Okay. So we'll do insert into patient. Okay. The fields were patient ID, patient name, date of birth. So patient ID, patient name. Then we're having date of birth. Then we're having contact number, emergency contact number, emergency contact. Then we had address state, address district, and address city. Address state, address district, and address city. Okay. In this, we'll insert the values. Let's insert a random data. Let's take it 6. Name be Sarah. Then we'll insert a date as 25th of April 1992. Okay, we'll take a random date. So 25th of April 1992. Yeah, in the format MMDD. Yeah, so this was the correct format. Now for the contact number, we'll use some random numbers. Okay, so let's try doing 5. Okay, and for emergency contact also we'll try something random. So yeah, okay. Now for address, state, district, and city, let's try something other than India. So let's try New Jersey and Trenton. Let's try inserting the record. Oh, it is missing. Oh, I forgot the comma here. That's so sad. Now I have to write this entirely. Let's see if I can copy paste it. That would be much better. Yes, I suppose I can copy this. Okay. Wait, this isn't working. Yeah, I pasted it wrongly. I pasted it wrongly. Wait, we'll try again. Okay, now it's correct. Now we'll just add a comma here. Okay, now let's try running this query. Yes, query executed successfully. Okay, as I said, we are going to try this for 10 queries. So up till now, we have completed 4 queries. This is the fifth one now. So let's do one thing. We'll print the doctor ID, the specializations of the doctor, and count of the specializations. Okay, so let's try doing this. So we'll do select doctor ID specializations. Let me check if it was specialization or specializations. Um, yeah, it was singular. Yeah, that the table name. Yeah, it was singular. Yeah. Okay. Then we'll do count of specialization, right? And we'll take it from the doctor thing. And since we are using count, we need to do a group by operation. So group by doctor ID, comma, specialization. See, we got our respective records. There were 4 of them. Now again, let's go. This one is a sixth query now. So, yeah. Now we'll do one thing. We'll make all the patient records valid. Okay, and we will not keep anything empty. Okay, let's try doing this now. So first we need to update. So update patient where we'll set contact number as NA. Similarly, we'll do for the emergency contact as well. Emergency contact also will keep NA, yes. And then we'll do, okay, now we'll do it for 2 cases, either where the contact number is null or either it was like empty or a single space was entered by mistake. For that cases, we'll do it. So where contact number is null or contact number equals to a blank string. Let's try doing this. Query executed successfully. Point to be noted was that we got no output here of the records since it was an update query. If it was a select query, then we would have got the records. Yes, for the next question, we'll do one thing. We'll extend the appointment date of every patient by 1 month. A simple query, but let's check whether this happens or not. So again, an update command, update appointment, set appointment date equals to. Now there is a add months function which adds extra months to a particular date. So we'll use that. So now what we'll do is we'll add 1 month to the appointment date of every patient. See, query executed successfully. So now the 1 month has been successfully added extra to every appointment. Okay, now only 3 more queries to go. Now we'll do one thing. We'll print the patient ID, patient name, and treatment description provided to them. Okay, so let's do it. So select. Now here also we require a join operation because treatment description is in treatment and patient details are in patient. Those 2 tables can be joined using the patient ID, which is a common in both of them. So patient ID, then patient name, then we want treatment description. So treatment description from patient P join treatment T on P dot patient ID equals to T dot patient ID. So we'll join them on the patient IDs. Okay, and that's it we have to do here. There is no extra condition required. See, we got our respective records. So again, the last 2 queries now. So now what we'll do is we'll print the date of birth of the patient the doctor ID of doctor who is treating that patient and will sort the records by the date of birth. Okay, so let's try doing it. And again, here also we require join operation because there are two different tables. Okay, and same, the patient and doctor table will be joined on the basis of the patient ID. Okay, so select p dot patient. It was the date of birth, right? So it's date of birth. Then D for doctor ID. We'll do it from patient P join doctor D on P dot patient ID equals to D dot doctor ID, and we'll order the records by the date of month. So order by P dot date of birth. Okay, hopefully I've written the query correctly. See, we got our respective records and we got them sorted according to their date of birth. See, it's 1982, then 85, then 1990. So the records are sorted, our query worked. Now a last query to check and finally finish it whether our project is working good or not. For our last query, what we'll do is we'll print all the appointment details of the patient where the patient ID is less than 5 and prescription ID is also less than 10. So 5 is the condition on patient ID, 10 is on prescription ID. So let's check. And we have to print appointments. So it's going a bit different. Okay, so let's try running this now and see, we again got our records. So finally, I'll say that our project is working fine. It is able to retrieve and update the records properly. So with that said, I'll end today's video. Thank you, everyone.